Okay, hi students, this is Miss Whitaker. Sorry this video is so late, but I had to wait till after I got done with bus or car duty, and then I had to get Mrs. Thomas to help me with my TV to get it working for tomorrow. So one of the things you need to remember about today's lesson, the takeaway, is that if you see the word of, a percent, and of a number, then you are multiplying the percent by the number they give you. If you see something that says something is, like if it says a number is a percent of the amount, then you are doing equivalent fractions because the word is, means equal. Usually if it says of a number or of a number, of the number, I guess of a number, this needs to be a, then the of a number is generally going to be your total. And the number that's in front of the word is the part. Okay, so the formula that you need to focus on, and it's kind of here where it says remember, I'm going to erase this so you can see it, where it says remember, percent problems have a part, a percent, and a whole. So that formula that we use for this is the percent, which is always, when we write it as a fraction, is always going to be over 100 because percent means 100, is equivalent to the part over the whole, which sometimes is the total, but you might see it written as of a number. Okay, this is the part. So this is going to be the formula that we use down here in the chart. So you notice that this is going to be the part, this is the percent, and this is going to be the whole. So we're setting it up as like equivalent fractions like we did on our warm-up today. So for the first one, it says 15 is the part. We don't know the total, so that's going to be x is equal to 5%, which the percent just goes over 100. Now in this case, we don't have to simplify anything. Remember we talked about our strategies in class today, which you had the strategy where you could do cross multiplication, you had the strategy where you could simplify and then see if one of those numbers can go into the number across from it, or you can do the foolproof method, which is you multiply the two diagonal numbers and then divide by the one that does not have a diagonal. But in this case, we can just do, we don't have to simplify, we can say how many times can 5 go into 15. 5 goes into 15 by multiplying it by 3 times. So if I do times 3 on the top, I'm going to also do times 3 on the bottom. So 100 times 3 is 300. So x is equal to 300, or the total is 300. Let's do one like Ricardo number 2, because now they are giving you a total here. If they're giving you the total, you don't know the parts, you're going to say x over 325 equals 8%, which is going to be 8 over 100. Now 100 cannot go into 325, so I could do this a couple ways. I could multiply my diagonals and get my product and then divide by 100, or you can simplify and see if you can simplify to where you can find a number that can go into 325. So if you divide both of these by 4, you're going to get 2 on the top and you're going to get 25 on the bottom. Now I'm going to use the 2 25ths. 25 can go into 325 13 times. So 25 times 13. If I do that on the bottom, I have to be equal, and I have to do that also on the top. So 2 times 13 is 26. So x is going to be equal to 26. That would be the part. Okay, so you finish out this chart by doing the percent formula, using this formula right here on top. Okay, and you're plugging in your answers. It looks like for the rest of them that you're going to be doing the parts and you're finding the totals. So you're going to have a number on the top and the x on the bottom. And then your percent would just be over 100. If you look at number 2, now they're kind of putting it in a word problem. So if you look at the number 2A, it says that he has sold 12 jazz CDs last month, and he made up 2%. That made up 2% of the music department sales. As to determine the number of CDs that were sold during that month. So to me, it seems like they're looking for, we know how many was the part. It was 12 jazz. We just are looking for the total. So you're gonna write your formula, your percent formula, with finding the total. So I know if the part is 12, I do not know the total, and then what was the percent? 2%. So it would be 2 out of 100. Now you have to find x. B is changing it up now. Now they're saying what would be the total if you sold 14 jazz CDs instead of 12. C, you have to calculate. That means solve. This is not multiple choice or matching, my friends. You have to do 8 problems here. So for A, you're going to probably need some scratch paper. It says 12 is, so that's going to be the part. We don't know of what number. That's going to be the total, 20%. So it's 20 out of 100. Now 12 cannot go to 20, but we can simplify this, and it can go to be simplified by dividing by 10, and now you're going to be doing 2 over 10, not 20 over 100. Now 20 can go into 12, or sorry, 2 can go to 12. 2 can go to 12 by 6, so you do the same thing to the bottom. So 10 times 6 is 60, so your answer would be 60. X equals 60. So you do this with the whole entire thing, and it looks like you're finding the total for every single one. So you should be setting it up just like we did for this problem on A. I'll do one more. Let's do H. So for H, it says 15% of 80 is what number? So I'm going to say 80. Ooh, I see something different here. I notice it says 15% of 80 is what number? It looks to me like they're giving me the total here. I think I said that incorrectly before. So the total is going to be 80. I don't know the part, and it's going to be 15%. So can 80 go into 100? No. We can simplify. So we divide them by 5, and I get 3, and I get 20. Ooh, 20 can go into 80. 20 goes into 80 by 4. So 20 times 4 gives me 80. Do the same thing to the top. 3 times 4 is 12. So x equals 12. So you have to be very careful. It looks to me like if the percent is in front, like these guys, E and G and F and H, that you are given the total and you have to find the part. So you're going to be putting that number on the bottom instead of on the top, like we did for A, right here. Okay, go to the back. The back, you don't have to do the stretch. Now we have some review. Remember, you're going to do, remember if you're finding 1% of a number, we learned this a couple weeks ago before we left for break. 1% means you're going to move that decimal 2 places, kind of opposite of what you would think. And if it says 10%, you're going to move it 1 place. Bye. So if you have 1% of 120, you're going to move it 2 places. So it's going to go 1, 2. So that would equal 1.20. or 1.2. If you're doing 10%, you're going to move it one place. So it's just going to be 12. Now you're going to have to figure out C and D by using the information I just helped you with for A and B. Number 2, again, you're doing 6. This one's kind of hard. I'm probably going to give this as a freebie tonight, but I want you to try it. It's kind of difficult. So I want you to try. 3 is doing ratios. You should know how to do this. 4 is ratios again. And then 5, A and B, is just multiplying with decimals. Remember, you're going to take your decimals out and move it back in how many places you multiply or you take out your decimal. So I look on A and I know I'm taking my decimal out one place. So my answer, it should go over one place. I look at B. I would have to take my decimal out 2 places. So in my answer, I'm going to bring it back over 2 places. I hope this helps you for tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll have just a review of all the lessons 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do it in class and finish, or you have a prep work side to that as well. Have a good night, and I hope this helps you. See you tomorrow.